we know that you have to be a seed story in the ministry to be blessed like you have been. So thank you for that.
Amen.
My name is Andre Bowie, Associate Pastor under Bishop Johnny Banks, Victory Gospel Chapel, on the east side of San Antonio. Been evangelizing for well over 12 years on the east side, west side, as well as the south side here. I've been to this church, San Antonio for Jesus, I think twice. We've done outreach concerts right out here in the parking lot, Miller Street, just all over the city, as well as other cities, Austin, Houston, Dallas, all over Texas, even out of state. God has said, do the work of an evangelist and take full proof. Our ministry, amen. The ministry that He's entrusted us with, and it's my heart. I've been part of Bridging the Gap since it first started. I haven't been on the scene for a while. Transitioned to life with family, taking care of family. You know, the Bible says that how can you rule God's house and you not ruling your own house well? You know, so I definitely endeavor in that. My first ministry with my wife and my children. In my house, amen. I've been connected with Last Chance Ministry, Bridging the Gap, since doing the as well as Church of Acts, amen. Good to see you here. Radio Air G, been there several times. Connected with many of the leaders and pastors that are here, amen. And just looking forward to be a part of this movement, amen, because it definitely is a movement. It's so much more than just us individually, but it takes us collectively to come together in the city to impact the city in such a way to where they can see the cross moving into their lives, amen, and the saving power of Jesus Christ, amen.
That's Hector. Okay.
No, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I have to leave. I have to be at a meeting at 10:30. I know that. Are you going through to share with events and stuff? No, okay to do that.
What is this for the
run? Yeah.
Wonderful. Yes.
Okay.
I will. Or you want to share?
Is it okay if just take 2 minutes?
Yeah, definitely.
Normally, I'm able to stay the entire meeting, but I have to be at another meeting 10:30 after the meeting, right? But over the last month or 6 weeks, we've been talking about doing an event called Hope for the Children. And it's giving hope to abused children. And many of you know that Barrett County is way up there with the abuse rate of children. And how can we as the church connect families to this need in our city? The Bible is very clear about our involvement, defending the orphan, taking care of the widow, seeking justice, giving help to the oppressed. So we know that that's our mission to do that. And so what we want to do is we want to have this event. It's on November 5th, called Hope for the Children. And again, it's an event not to just bring awareness that there's a problem of abuse in the city, but really we want to go beyond that. We want to talk about how can the church get involved in this? How can we reach out to children that are abused, that are in foster care? God's been speaking to my wife and I to get more involved in the lives of abused children. Over the last 20 years, what we have done to bring people into our home, we have had international students be a part of our home. And most of them are from the Far East or Middle East. And we've been able to lead them, some of them, to Christ. And that's one way that you can get involved, because that's really an orphan. An orphan is someone who just doesn't really have the opportunity to know Christ. And they're abused in that kind of a way. It's not just emotional or physical abuse, but there's spiritual abuse as well. So really what we're doing, we're learning how to get more involved into this need in our city. And I'm not an expert on this, by no means. We're just stepping out into something new, but we believe God has asked us to do this. We want to partner with you, Bridging the Gap. And so if you can be a part and help us on November 5th, be a part of Hope for the Children, giving hope. to abuse children. We're going to have a number of vendors that are going to be there. CASA's going to be there. Guardian of the Children is going to be there. We're seeking other individuals to be there. We're reaching out to our council person, Voice for Children. Just a lot of different individuals and organizations that deal specifically with this this need. So we'd love for you to be a part, just to come and be a part of the run or the walk. It's over at Southside Lions Park, beautiful setting. And again, it starts at 9 a.m. We're going to have food at the event. So just really what we want to do is just support and see what God does and say how He can help us to get connected and to help connect families to this need in our city. So if you could be a part of that, it'd be great. We'll pass these out, and if you could pass them out to maybe your churches. Just we're going to be having it placed on the website of Bridging the Gap, our church. And so if you could put it on yours just to bring awareness to that, would appreciate it.
Amen.
So, thank you.
Thank you, Jesus.
What's that?
Do you need any volunteers or anything for your event? What are you doing?
I'm going to let this young lady right here, she can be my bro. Yes, we should have more of those. No. River of Life. Yeah, this card has these.
Hector, can
Thank you
you
guys.
speak when you came in, a little bit, who you are, what you doing, who you are, where you at?
Hello, my name is Hector. I'm one of the pastors here at Santo for Christ. We are working, and we are really appreciate that everybody's coming here. And this is something that I think it needs to keep growing and needs to be doing more, because San Antonio needs this. It is something I say God said. So thank you on behalf of San Antonio for Christ. We really appreciate that. God bless you.
And sis, forgot your name, right next to Pastor Eddie, you came in, can you let us know, we were just doing the introductions, 2 minutes or less.
Hi, good morning. I was gonna stay quiet, but I guess that's what happens, what doesn't happen when you are late. But I just drove in last night at midnight, so I'm kind of awake. My name is Rose Avila, and I am a proud resident of the East Side.
Yes.
Proud resident of the East Side. Eastwood Village is where I live. I went to school on that side of town growing up, and moved away, you know, as life does. But when I was able to buy my own home, something took me there. So I was able to buy my own home at the age of 40. And I was telling these gentlemen last week when I came to my first Bridging the Gap meeting, my relationship with God had very challenging. You know, my grandpa would say, you go to school and you get too smart for God. So it happened. And I started working for a company, and lo and behold, it led me back to church. We have a small remodeling company, and we do construction of all kinds. And I didn't think that this was going to be where I would be at any time in my journey this year, sitting with all of you, and then going back to my own church, and now teaching class for the teenagers. Because I want, as a Latina and a Mexican American primarily, to be able to be an example for our children in the community. We don't have enough good examples, sad to say, but we don't. And my history in health and human services, because I work with the elderly and the disabled, I work with adult protective services, and I saw people in our communities just in really, really bad ways. But I was also rocking and rolling and having trips and going places. I would like to be a part of this movement in my neighborhood. And I live on the east side. My church is on the south side. And I want to be able to give back. If nothing else, my education did instill in us that nothing matters until you give back. It doesn't matter what you gain, it's what you give back. Right. So my name is Rose, and I'm happy to be here.
Thank you, Rose. Sonny, you're wrapping it up. All right, with the introductions.
Thank you all for coming. I hope you all enjoyed the breakfast.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you. We've been here for over 40 years, and my father's we have a men's home. For the ones that don't know, we have a men's home, and our job is to go out there and bring them, and work with them. We've seen them come and go. A lot of times they stay. God works with them, changes them, and they go on to be pastors. So we've seen what God can do, and what He's done in my father's life, and also what He's done in my life. But I want to thank everybody for coming, and Ms. Huda said thank you for coming. Now my wife is saying that you go to Bethesda. I never do, and I go there too, but we go at the 1 o'clock. I love going to because they have a.
You sleep late then, right?
No. We're here in the morning and we go.
I see.
I love going there because of the praise and worship.
Right.
You guys have an awesome praise and worship. But like I said, we have a men's home. We also have a little thing that we started. It's called adopting a church. So what we do is we go through the South Side, or we'll get a picture, or they send us a picture through Facebook, and it's a church. It could be a church on the South Side. They haven't cut the grass, so we don't call them. We don't even ask them there. We can cut the grass. We just go in there and cut the grass and trim the edges. And we're in and out in 30 minutes. We're in and out, but we don't say anything. So we like doing that in the South Side. So if you see a church on the South Side that needs cutting, send us a text, send us a picture, and we'll cut it. The South Side. I don't think we have enough men to go all the way.
Yeah, no.
We don't have.
Not yet.
Not yet. There you go.
I think they extended the border in my area, though. South
Is
Bend.
that Am I forgetting anything? I gotta ask my wife because I forget things.
Are we talking about this?
No, not yet.
Not yet? Okay. Very good.
Okay. So thank you for coming. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sonny, for having me. Sonny's heading up here, bridging the gap with Pastor Eddie on the south side. And what an honor and a privilege. Great things are moving forward here in the south side with Bridging the Gap. I want to read quickly the mission statement. What Bridging the Gap mission is. Bridging the Gap is led by a group of people that consist of business professionals, churches, city leaders, and community participants coming together to share ideas, build relationships, and identify community needs for the purpose of bringing positive change and innovation to our city and state. One of the purposes of filling the gap of a literal bridge is so that it can be used to connect a person or object from point A to point B. Here at Bridging the Gap, we fill in gaps through action, networking, collaboration, and stewarding our resources to help our cities cross over from negative to positive change and transformation. And one of the ways that we're bridging the literal gap is the Bridging the Gap resource book. So we're right now currently in print. Somebody has said that they want to donate toward the printing of it, the cost. We're still looking for sponsors and for donors for the printing of it. And another lady right now on the east side has donated 50 copies of them. So we would like, what this is, a Bridging the Gap resource book. It has all the agencies and churches and ministries, and what they do, contact information, and we would like to have it in print so that we can give out to anybody who's asked for something something sort of like a city book of resources, where to pay your bill, where to get resources and things. It's the same kind of information. So that's what we're doing with the resource book and Bridging the Gap, and looking for help to print it and make it free. There is cost for printing, there is cost for those things. And we're looking for those things, amen? And so that's the mission of Bridging the Gap. I would like to, Capone, can you tell us a little bit, really quick, about Adopt a Church? Sure. With the Facebook page, please.
Yeah, basically, we're trying to do the same thing for churches and for ministries. We're making sure that they have not just that their place is nice and kept and all that, but we're also trying to give them the manpower resources if they need, have events, things like that. Trying to make sure that they have the right stuff so they can have good websites, they can have video production. I mean, there's so much that the church has And a lot of times the church doesn't understand either how to use it or where to get it for free or different things like that. So we're trying to connect them with all those resources and make sure that they have what they need that way. Currently, Sunny and I are working on a website that's going to list all the resources like that. We're gonna have this pretty much like an app where they'll be able to go and download it and get on their phone and find out where everything is and what it takes to get that. So that's pretty much what we're working on right now.
Also, if you know anybody that needs community service, if you have a friend or a relative, anybody that needs community service, send them over. We'll help them with their community service.
We want to quickly talk about the events that are happening now. This is a season of a lot of events. Another pastor on the east side says the big three: October, November, and December. The big three that happen is a lot of event efforts that are going forward, a lot of donations, a lot of things that are happening to reach out to the community. So, Sophia, can you tell us, or Sunny, about November here, the date, Thanksgiving?
Well,
November 19th.
Actually, we got we're doing a fall fest on the 31st.
Okay.
You wanna go over that?
The Fall Fest on the 31st is we're doing it for the community. It's not just members of our church, but the community out here at the south side. So that the kids can come over here. We're gonna have games, candies, activities, so they won't go out trick or treating.
That's on the
31st.
What time?
6 to 9.
6 to 9.
From 6 to 9.
If
Do you
you,
know any musical?
yeah, if you sing, you rap, bring it. Bring it on. There you go, bring it. We'll put a mat right there in the front.
We really do need that, because if not, I will be singing karaoke. And if you haven't heard me sing, it is not good.
We are also moving forward on the east side with these wonderful gentlemen here that I'm privileged to serve with. And Pastor Shatigo, we want to get connected to do something for Thanksgiving there on the east side. We're just working on those dates also, but if you bros, you want to get connected with what's going to happen, we're just looking for the date and then the times, but we're already definitely going to do something there Thanksgiving.
Pastor Sonny,
Yes, sir.
you mentioned that November 19th, I believe, was
That's the
the.
Thanksgiving.
That's
Oh,
at
okay.
Thanksgiving.
Got you, because I did deal with Pastor Jimmy, and he said that they were doing something on the 19th as well. So we were looking at doing corporately around the city,
Yeah.
the east side could possibly be open.
Okay.
That's
So-
what we discussed, right? We're
Yeah, on
gonna
the
do
19th.
south side, east side, west side, all of
I
it.
would have liked it separate dates so we can all help each other,
Yeah,
but I think we're gonna run it on the 19th.
yeah, with it all going on at once, I believe we got enough manpower, south side, west side, and east side, to do that. And,
We're feeding 1,000, so we need
Yeah.
all the help that we can get.
actually, we're looking at anywhere from 300 to 500.
Members of our churches, if you're on the south side, see how many people you can get to come get connected. West side, talk to Pastor Jimmy. East side, talk to Dr. Royce and John David. And let's try to get our people involved to help out with this, because we're looking to serve about 1,000 to 1,500 people at each location. And that's our overall goal.
Kaboom.
Real quick, part of bridging the gap and what Adopt a Church is doing is, for instance, like a lot of times churches don't understand, all radio stations have to give away free advertisement. It's part of what they do, okay? They have to do that. So especially events like this, when we're doing giveaways and stuff like that, we take them and produce 30-second, 15 to 30-second spot. They will run it. So most ministries don't know that. They don't know that that's available. It's free. It's out there for them. So all the major radio stations that are out there, they'll run a commercial for this if we produce it and take it to them.
We want to help the local churches. What's happening is we're beginning to see that they either don't have members or the members are leaving, and they can reach their community. Even if they're short on manpower, they can reach by using social media. So this is what we want to show them, how to use their Facebook, how to use the directories, how to get on Google, be the first one somebody touches a church on the south side on your street, you'll be the first one to pop up. I mean, that's that's what we want to do, so that the purpose is to build a kingdom. That's right. To bring people to church and build the kingdom. But if they don't know how, it's hard for them. One is that we do a lot of outreaches. You know, we teach them how to do the outreach, not just bridging the gap. Is if they're going to be doing an outreach, we all come together. I mean, it's like, look, when you did yours, we all came together. When you do yours, we all come together. So that's the idea of bridging the gap. So that way, if they have something, we all just run in there, donate, help, and get the businesses involved. So that way, their community, around their church, their awareness, and they know, hey, there is a church. You know, when we started doing the outreach here, we started going door by door. I was surprised that some of the people in our own neighborhood didn't know we were here.
Yes.
They had no idea. But what happened is that with time, they move out, new people move in, so they don't know what's at the end of the street. So this is something that we have to teach the new church. Hey, you got to do footwork. You're gonna have to do some guerrilla marketing. Go out there and just pound the pavement and let them know that you're there. If not, new people come in, new people leave. You know, so that was the idea. So that's what we're trying to teach and show the pastors that, hey, don't give up. Yeah, you may have 10, 15, 20 people, but those 20 can bring 2. That's 60, 62, and then, you know, it doubles 120, you know, 240, and those are the numbers, but it can grow, but we have to teach them how to do it. Get one of your youth, get a couple of the youth, and Facebook, and just, we want to teach them how to build a church, how to build a kingdom. That's what we have the voter time.
Amen. Discipleship. Will you say anything?
Well, I mean, I will say that we just did that with the church there for people backpacks. We had an initial thought about connecting with this one church doing back to school. We had some different things to play, so we did some things, and then it ended up floating back to that particular church. There were several conversations around Bridging the Gap, but he was not an official partner of Bridging the Gap. And after we came in conversion on that event, you know, he was like, look, you know, I can't make it all the meetings, but I'm down, I'm a part, you know, we are with you. And, you know, I think a lot of churches need that sometimes. If you see a church that's in the struggle, you know, they may not come out, you may have to go in, you know, and that's the generalization of who we are to make each other strong. For instance, I know at this point, you know, I have a responsibility next meeting to make sure I pick him up and get him to the meeting. He's made me know that, hey, this is my issue. I'm barriers transportation. So, brother, you're gonna be my brother. This is my need. And so I know what he needs to help that. On the east side, we have a lot of churches that are not non-existent, but they have become buildings with very little usage. We have several buildings that have maybe 2 or 3 people that utilize. They're fully paid for, 2 or 3 people, and you know, trying to help each other understand that, hey, you have a building in one of the most predominant drug areas in the city. Right. You know, we got the people. We got a Brother Lowe, we got a Dre, they will come out here and set this street on fire. Can we come use the building? You know, and then if there's an offering taken, keep the offering. God bless you. And then we'll be back in a couple. We have AT who's up all night long praying and teaching and some other things all through the night. You know, getting that to say, hey, can we come and get me your building for this time? Yeah, I'm gonna live up, but you know, I anybody who wants to come in while we're here, to come in. You know, of course, you know, we got this on fire mafia for God now, brother, that you know, is really serious about going out and getting those and compelling those to Christ. You know, I think that what I really want today and hearing this today, know that what God has done with you, to you, and through you is all for His purpose. You know, don't leave anything behind. He's creating a cyborg for His glory. So when you hit these areas, you don't never stop being a mafia. You're just now on a different team. You know, with the real Godfather. That's right, with the real Godfather. With that same authority. You know, Dre, you know, the way he used to handle the street. When I got involved in something about gang violence on the east side. Well, you know, although I did my thuggish things, I was never a part of a gang. And so I went into a meeting and I found out in the meeting, they was like, here, and you did so great. But the one critique they had at the end of the day for me is, but we really wish we had somebody that has a jacket to talk to these other people with a jacket. Well, I don't have a jacket. I always had people that knew how to write before that jacket got developed come pull me out of that situation. I got a whole bunch of sponge stuff. So my stuff's not out there. So I need people that have been through some things and actually can see, hey, I messed up, I did this time, I did this, because there's a venue right now for you all for ministry. The jails are looking for people to come in and speak and teach and things like that. But even more so, when people come out, they're needing someone to grab them and catch them. And a lot of churches are not equipped because they don't know how to handle. You know, you sit in your church saying, Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound, and then somebody comes and lays Uzi on your altar because, you know, they got delivered from you just being there, and now all of a sudden you don't know how to react. A lot of us in here, that don't scare us. We welcome it. Bring the rest. You know, we need to, bring them on. So we need to get out there and begin to wrap around these churches. I've been saying, you know, try to get somebody, bring somebody. But I'm going to change that this week to not just try to get somebody, bring somebody. If you can just give us a personal contact information of anybody. I don't care if you're just driving down the street and you see somebody cutting the grass at that particular church. Hey, are you the pastor? We know the pastor's here. Okay, well, fine. Can we get that information? You want to make contact. They may never come into place. But there's a lot of, what I don't want is all of this knowledge is going to waste. You know, I'm testifying right now, I'm sorry. So I've passed by your church, you know, several times in the last 4 years because I was living in big country. I was going through a really rough situation, but I was living in big country and I passed up well all the time. And I actually know 2 pastors that started to open up church in their home in the neighborhoods along that system. And I always knew that I needed to get to you because you're pretty much that overseer for that area. And so to get to me and so they can know that you're a resource. And I just never connected to that. And so I'm glad that you're here, you know, because we need these soldiers that have been on the front line for so long. You know, I don't believe that none of y'all are checking out no time soon. However, you should be able to sit back now and kind of order some hits. I see some stuff. I need you over there. I need you over there. I need you over there. You shouldn't have to be all the way in front of it all the time, man. And so, you know, those are things that Bridging the Gap does. You know, we have the founder here, Pop Corrales, and there's a team. You know, this is something that we're doing, but it's part of his vision that he's wanted forever. You know, and so that's the thing where we are. Also, please, those of y'all on Facebook, inbox your events. It doesn't matter. If you're doing something, send it to us so we can know, because we're leaving a lot of our meetings and missing out on stuff. Yes. Because we're just not getting information. You would not overflood us with events. So please, I don't care if we're just having prayer tomorrow night. Send it. Because we can put it out there. We get one person that might be sitting right next to you who don't know you having prayer, who needs prayer. Yes. You know, so let's get those things out there. House ministries, church ministries, outreaches, whatever you're doing, let us know what you're doing, even on the business side. Whatever you're out there doing, I don't have a strong political involvement. However, if you're going somewhere to speak, I don't mind going out the night before and blowing the shofar and opening up the atmosphere. I don't mind going out the night before and praying that God's will be done. So when you go in to speak the next day, the atmosphere is open for people to hear what you're saying. So we have all these things going on. Let's begin to share them. I don't want us to start getting weary and well-doing. Don't faint. It's not the time to faint. I'm noticing some of that. We're getting busy and we're looking and we're watching and we're trying to do a lot of stuff, but I'm starting to see some of that end of the year fatigue going on. And I want you all to continue pressing and pushing. And if not, I'm testifying for myself. But we got to push. So let's keep pushing.
Amen. The inbox, so he was saying inbox us, definitely you can inbox personally. But Bridging the Gap has a Facebook page called Bridging the Gap Community. If you don't know that page yet, or if you haven't liked it, please like it. And that's where we post up a lot of the events and a lot of things that we're doing on each side of town. And so really quick, I want to open it up. I know there's some other things that we can do. We're wrapping up the time right now. Does anybody have any current, Pastor Eddie, go ahead.
Let me share something real quick. Just touch base on the 19th. We're also looking for vendors too. So if y'all have any businesses, y'all want to do anything, bring a table, a chair, whatever the case may be.
Of this month?
For the 19th
Of this month?
Next month, for our Thanksgiving event.
It's our Thanksgiving here
For here,
on the 19th.
so that you have your own
What's
business.
the yeah, on the same thing?
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
I
Yes.
think I can do the haircuts and free haircuts.
Okay, that would be awesome.
Free haircuts?
Okay.
Free haircuts. You know what we should do is everyone bring a gift for Christmas.
Oh, that's a good idea.
For the Thanksgiving
Yeah,
event.
on our Thanksgiving event, if everyone can bring one gift, even if it's $2, $3, we'll be prepared for Christmas. We all always do Christmas events, right?
That's good.
That's a good idea. Let's do that. I mean, it's not mandatory, but it's a
Yeah.
good
If they
idea
can.
if they can do that.
Okay, that's good.
Why not? John David's mom is giving us all the gifts that we want.
Oh.
What's the name of the program?
JJR Ministry, so I want to, if we can go there really quick, I think the Christmas this year for the church is handled right now.
Also connect them to that walk, the open arms shelter. They would want to know about the walk.
The what?
They're doing the walk for the abused children and right? So our mom would be she's working on a shelter for she's trying to bring a shelter to San Antonio that they don't have. So right now she's working on that. You guys might want to stay connected with that.
Yes. Contact, yes, definitely. So there's the ministry, JJR Ministries, my mother's ministry. Her name's Lady Kristen. She's been doing ministry in business in the San Antonio area for 20 years. And she's looking for events, ministries that are in need of gifts for Christmas. That if you want just a certain church, certain ministry, somebody wants to do an event.
Even if you just have families, if you know of some families in your area.
Maybe a shelter that you work with, or boys, girls club that you work with in your area that are looking for gifts or looking for an event, it'll be an awesome way to wrap the gospel around that event. She has the gifts. She's looking for people to give them to so that they can reach out. So that's a wonderful thing for ministries and pastors reaching out to their community. So please get with me or my brother Capone, and we'll get you that information. Last year they collected 1,800 gifts, and they went to 25 different areas. City of God, we went to both of the properties, and we gave out 200 gifts on both properties there. So we're able to reach out. Each gift is a age appropriate gift. So there's a little bit of work, a little bit of sign up that you got to do, a little bit of boots on the ground kind of thing that you got to do. Each one is an age appropriate gift for that child, from however many months to however many years, 16, 17 years old. So it's a great gospel way to throw the net. Amen. That's for
And that's a good way to bring them into the church. You
Yes.
come in, you already signed them up, you got their age, it's a boy or a girl. They come to church, have the service, then you give them the presents. So that's a good way.
Any other events that we don't know? Go ahead.
Right here. Originally, we were going to have the Taking It to the Streets homeless ministry. I know a lot of ministries are familiar with where it's at and what they do, but we got in together with them, and it was supposed to be November 5th. We're going to do a huge event, to end up the year, finish up with the year with a bang, so to say. And we're looking at so many ministries joining, and we're looking at the date of November the 26th. We're having at least 40 ministries here in San Antonio coming together downtown to come and make a huge event for the homeless community. We're going to pass out flyers. We're going to do so much stuff. But not just this. We're going to have I'm lying there. About 12, 13, thus far right now. We're probably going to have a lot more. 12 different cities, around Texas coming down to San Antonio So they're gonna take something back with them. We have Houston, we have Elgin, Austin, Fort Worth, Dallas, Pearsall, Carrizo Springs. Everything has been provided for already when it comes to the food and all that, but we do need volunteers. We're currently gonna make some flyers, and we invite everybody, city leaders, organizations, ministries around. We're gonna have music ministries come down. I mean, it's gonna be awesome. But the thing is we want to set an example to the rest of the cities around us, because they're asking, what is San Antonio doing? I hear so much going in San Antonio, so many standing up for our city, and this is an example of it. So I will be giving you guys details, and once those flyers are printed out, and I just can't wait. If y'all can help us out, that'd be
26 on what time?
It's probably going to be from 6 to maybe 9. It's going to be on a Saturday. So that's what we have for now. But we have
anybody else?
It's going to be at the 724 Chestnut Street. It's going to be right across the street. There's a big opening place, a big area, pretty huge. But they're going to use that. They're building a hospital pretty soon in February. So, we're perfect timing right now.
Pastor?
The 29th, the last Saturday of this month, we're having a miracle service here from 4 to 7. And I just want to share real quick what God has me, right? I have people in different cities, but my ministry is, we set up, invite the neighborhood. We've seen God raise the dead. We've seen it's like people get delivered, and sometimes I don't even get off the stage. God touches them before, because God wants to show himself to the sinner. God wants to show himself to people that don't know him. See, and years ago the Lord told me, not everybody that's going to be in fellowship with you has to be from your organization. See, God's trying to do something here in San Antonio, that if we work together, we're going to see the power of God.
Amen.
Touch, heal, deliver, set free those that don't know him. Right? So that's why God is putting it, because he wants all of San Antonio reached.
Yeah.
But this is I know this is the beginning of something huge that we have to work in. It's not about whose church it is. It's about, can we bring God into San Antonio?
Amen.
And as a team, I believe that God will begin to give us souls and all over. To the part where, like he's saying, let's all get and go help each other and watch what God will do. I came from a fellowship that 5 men in less than 20 years built about 2,000 churches all over the world. I grew up in that atmosphere. But they worked united in the streets of Los Angeles. I don't care, gang members, whatever. It's like when the power of God fell, they would get on their knees and get saved. But it's unity. God wants to see the body united.
Yes.
Amen.
Amen.
So if you're not doing anything,
Tell us again where at.
Saturday, right here where we're at, the last Saturday of this month, from 4 to 7.
Amen. Anybody else with any events?
Was that 4 to 7 or 7?
4 to 7.
Quickly.
I was gonna say, this is nothing in paper, nothing, right? But this is something I would also like to keep in prayer. I do artwork, and Brother AT was mentioning he's been telling me more about it, and I've been thinking about it. He wants to do an art gallery or something with art. This is I don't know if y'all know this, everyone should have, but this city evolves from art. It's a very artsy city. The first Fridays, second Saturdays, Thursdays, whatever it is. You go to South Town. But if you look at the art, people are inspired by art. If you look at the art, it's all bad. It's all fun. It's all darkness. There's people, they go out on the worst days to go out on. They celebrate these things. The day of the Illuminate Day, or whatever. Days of pagan days, or celebrating the moon, stuff like this. I look at this and I'm like, man, stuff like this doesn't teach the whole. So as being an artist, this is something I just say keep in prayer. Something I want to do. I don't know when, I don't know how, I don't know the timing.
Now's the time.
But,
Yeah.
You
got each side location.
Whatever we can do, whatever y'all
Day is the day of art.
Make it work.
Whatever y'all can set up, I just want to do something big on art. All of God,
Matter of fact, I got a whole building you play on. I got a whole wall.
Not only me as an artist,
You want to do it like a gallery, or you want to do something live where we can have people here and you just draw something on a 4x8 or something?
Oh, how about we give you a challenge right now? You gather 10 names of 10 artists who have arts or works of art that are ready to display. And okay, next few meetings, see where you're at, the progress.
And with my schedule, I'll be able to attend the next meeting.
Yeah, you got one right there.
Yeah, you
so
got one artist
that more.
signed up.
And it's not about talent, it's not about, oh, who's the better one, it's about what is it showing? Are you showing God? Can you see
But
God?
you're not the inspiration.
You know what I mean? And God is telling me, I have done it before for myself. I've done art for God for myself. It didn't work out so good. So doing it again this time around, God told me, paint. I was asking God, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? He said, paint. And I got so discouraged because of the last time.
What is your name, you?
My name is Leo.
What John Davis just telling you, that's a ministry in itself. You get 10 guys that want to do that, you can go from church to church. That's a ministry.
This is what it's called, brother. Salt and Light Gallery of Artists. That's what it's called. Because I had the same vision in my heart. And I can show it to you.
And then I found myself, by myself. There's not many. There's artists out there, tattoo artists who say they're Christians.
Thank you, Leo. Bring them on. Thank you. Yes.
And this is what I want to do. What God's calling me to do.
Let's hear some names next meeting. Next time you can make it.
Yeah, do it.
Let's
do it.
Work those things up.
Amen.
Yes, sir.
Well, I just, y'all are the experts in the ministry, but I did want to say something, the things that I've heard today, just kind of put them in a perspective of things that I do as elected official, things how I get elected, plus things that we do in the business community. One of the things I heard was about churches that are dying, so to speak. And the reason that churches die, and all of y'all know this, but I'm just speaking out loud, is because they don't feed themselves with their youth.
Yeah.
And I think that's so important.
Yeah.
I've seen churches, that's how they die. They don't feed it. They get comfortable and they don't feed it with the youth. The other thing I heard was about the social media. I cannot tell you how important that is. I have on Facebook, I don't even know, I think I have 800 friends, but now that we've stepped it up on the Facebook, because it's political season, we're reaching 2,000 to 3,000 people on our Facebook. So again, I'm just kind of trying to relate it to the ministry, because we're all doing the same thing. We're trying to reach a goal, and that's outreaching. Mine is political, and y'all's is no different. The third thing that I heard was about bridging the gap, and what I'm understanding is trying to save those churches that are really hurting. And I can tell you, it's like a business. It's so much easier to maintain an existing church than it is to start a new one.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so y'all are on the right track by doing that, because it's like any business, it's so much work to start a new business. You have to do all these things. But if you have a church, even if it's floundering, if you can rescue it, it's a lot easier. And then finally, the thing I want to tell you is about the Christmas gifts. I heard that you have gifts. Every year we have gifts. And I can tell you the hardest thing is not to get gifts, it's to give them out. And so anything that y'all can do, because we're always looking for poor churches to give gifts to. I didn't even realize y'all had that many gifts. So it's so important that as ministries that if y'all start putting the names together, because that's the hardest thing. Getting the gifts is, I don't want to say it's real easy, but it's getting together is easier than giving them out. It really is. And finding poor families, because it's easy to find the families that are lower income, or that maybe the husband, the wife just lost a job, but those really poor families, the ones that don't know where to go to get help, those are the ones that really need it, and those are hard to find. Anyway, I just wanted to mention.
Thank you. Thank you.
I have a request. I gotta go to work, but I would really love for us to pray for him. He's running this year again. Someone's running against him, and we've known him forever. He used to go every year, or all year long, to go visit my son in elementary, make sure he was doing well. Always bought him a present for Christmas because my son's dad wasn't around. Always cared about children. So anyway, I love this family, the Udestis. They're all running again this year. If they don't get our vote, someone else is going to be in place. He's helped so many people.
He works a lot with the community.
Yes,
I can speak for
this
for-
year
you know,
he helped so many elderlies with income tax, their tax, what is it, our property taxes, how for them to be able not to lose their property and give them payment plans, and he won an award. I mean, I just really believe
Woman of
that
God,
this is a man of
mind
God.
Praying for him right now?
Yes,
Pray.
please,
Go
because I
ahead.
gotta go.
Amen.
It's good.
Amen.
Let's win this run. Him and his other brothers, all the Udestis.
Father, in the name of Jesus, we bring this man of God before you. We thank you for giving it to us. We thank you for raising him up for such a time as this. We thank you for putting in his heart to be a blessing to the community of San Antonio. Father, we bless him. And Lord, you have heard and you know, Lord God, all the things that he's been doing and many, many things that people don't even know that he has done for you. And now we ask you to bless him and grant him the favor, that Lord, everyone that sees his name will want him to continue to be in that position. Father, I know that there are even other things that he's planning that he needs to do in the years ahead. And that's one of the reasons that he needs to continue in that position. So you can finish what you have planned for him to do. So Father, we just release the favor of God upon him. Release the favor of God upon them. Anyone that sees your name, we want to vote you and vote you in and help you to continue to be in that position so you can finish all that God is called you to do. And I pray for your brothers as well, for the various positions, that they have favor of God upon them. In the name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen.
If we can, we're praying real quick. If Brother Drake could pray. Yesterday, a friend of ours went into jail. And a lot of you guys know who he is. Brother Sully was talking about Uzis being dropped on the floor. I was there when he dropped his on the floor. And yesterday he signed a 2-year contract. Wow. So, but it was cut down from a 20-year. Wow. Praise God. He was about to do 20 years in jail. He's going to do 2 years. He's going in there prayed up, and he's going in there ready to speak about God when he's in there. So we want to stand in the gap for him and pray for him and make sure he goes in there strong.
You talking about Stack?
Yeah.
Young brother. Young.
Father, in the name of Jesus, Lord God, we just thank you right now, Lord God, for all things. We give you praise, honor, and glory, God. We know that you're moving in a mighty, excellent way, Lord Heavenly Father, God. We pray for our communities, Lord God, at large. We pray for the east side, south side, the west side, the north side communities, the central, Lord God. You be in the center of the circumference, Lord Heavenly Father, and bring it all together, Father God. Well, you calling, Father God, those who are called the unreachable, God. You're calling us to reach them, Lord God. You're calling us to teach them and disciple them, Father God, in the ways of you, Father God. We just lift you up, Lord God, because you said if you be lifted above the earth, you would draw all men unto you, Father God. And we thank you for drawing brothers like Eric Stack, Lord God, unto you, Father God. You will go strong and mightily, Lord God, inside those prisons walls and begin to revolutionize, begin to bring the gospel of Jesus Christ, Lord God. Begin to bring forth the chain breaking, yoke destroying, burden lifting anointing, Lord God, that they will be set free from the prison of their minds, Lord Heavenly Father. Lord God, even though that they are in that prison, Lord God, naturally, but be set free supernaturally. In Jesus' mighty name, Lord God, we plead and apply the blood of Jesus over the city of San Antonio, Father God. And we know, Lord God, that you are beginning, you have already done a work in San Antonio, and he who has begun that good work shall also complete it until the day of Jesus Christ. We thank you, Lord God, that you set forth in our hearts, Lord God, to go forth, declare the gospel of Jesus Christ upon this city, Father God, that we may be not only an example, but an ensample, Father God, of what it is to serve a true and a living God. To you alone be the glory. In Jesus' name. Amen.
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 I want to say something real quick. If anybody needs that address, where to write them, get with me. We're going to put them all together. We'll either email them or whatnot. One thing he did say is he would like for us to definitely stay in touch with him.
Amen.
So the next meeting of Bridging the Gap is gonna be on the 18th, and it's gonna be this month on the 18th on the west side. Like for you guys to join us there.
Okay, sit down.
We would like for you guys to join us there on the west side at 9 a.m. next Tuesday at 404 Grady at Last Chance Ministries. Everyone is invited there. Please share the event page or invite your friends, and we'll see you there at the
December, what do you? December the 3rd, we want to invite all the churches out of the south side.
On December 3rd, San Antonio for Christ, anybody on the south side who wants to join, we need help. Pastor Sonny needs help and is opening up to invite the churches or ministers. We're going to take the military street and pray on the corner, drive-through prayer and stuff like that?
Yes, it's going to be from, let's see,
The different intersections.
yes, Vitamin Quintana, all the way to, we're going to Roosevelt, correct? All the way down to Roosevelt. So every stoplight, we're going to have a church there with signs that says free prayer or drive-through prayer, prayer request. And it's going to be every light, all the way from one side to the other. So it's not just one church, but every church that wants to get involved takes a corner. You can have water, and all they do is we're going to get permission. So every corner, you just drive up, and you have a sign. All they do is just drive up, and they give you a prayer request, and you pray for them there, and then the next car, the next car, the next car.
That's awesome.
So we want to do every. We want to do it every corner, on the south side from.
Yeah, well, he was saying, when you're driving, they're gonna see a group of crazy Christians. Like, what are they doing? Maybe next time. And then the next corner, they're gonna forget it. The next, you know what? I want to stop here. The Lord's telling me something. So either way, both ways, both sides, they're gonna stop. Amen.
And remember, it's not just about one church. Every church is going to have information.
Yes, the body.
Information on the church. You just say, hey,
All toes, all arms, all fingers, please join.
all yours.
I wanted to ask you, you said you have a mentor.
Yes.
I know doing personal evangelism, I run into a lot of hopeless men who don't know where to go, don't know where to stay. How many can you hold?
Right now, we can hold up to 28, 29. But I'll give you some information right afterwards.
I have a brother.
Drug addicts, alcohol.
Yesterday, a brother was talking to me, saying he wants to come to San Antonio. And I was like, hey, brother, you know what? You come to San Antonio, man. We're riding.
Okay. Really quick before we leave, brother in the glasses, can you introduce yourself and let us know who you are?
My name is Billy. It's a pleasure to be here, and I know that for God, nothing is by coincidence. Everything is under His plan, and I really appreciate the opportunity. I'm here representing my company. It's an advertising agency. We work along with ministries and churches to promote what they're doing on their churches and their ministry. We have a facility here in San Antonio. We have all the printers, all the equipment in order to print, to promote whatever you guys are doing. So that's what we do. We're here to serve. I mean, we work with a lot of businesses, but also work with a lot of churches and ministries. So I'm Billy. I'm here to serve you guys. Thank you.
You also have a church, correct?
Yes, I'm a pastor here in San Antonio, right? Mainfield and New Laredo Highway.
Laredo Highway.
Yes, New Laredo Highway.
I don't know why I was thinking it was. I saw him right now. I was like, "Hey, where you been at?" We went to Bible school together last year.
Yes.
Yes. So Mayfield and the Laredo Highway.
Laredo Highway.
Can I say something?
Sure.
There's I've never said this before, but I've been hearing about all y'all, everybody knows everybody. There's a family on the Southwest Military Drive by Burlington. They always say they're homeless. I borrowed some food several times. They don't take no money.
We tried taking.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
My wife.
I was always buying burgers and they don't want it, but I still buy it anyway. And they're there on Valero, but they're always sitting there with two kids.
What they told, this is what they told us, that they get, for being homeless, they get, what was it, 800 something? And then they get a food stamp card for 400 something, so if they physically have an address, they lose those benefits. So some even though they're homeless, they don't want the help because they lose the benefits.
We don't
We
come
try
up with a plan that's gonna get them a better life.
Yes.
They're thinking that that's the only life.
Yeah, we tried and said.
We have apartments.
Yeah, we have apartments for them. We have apartments. We have eight apartments there. We have.
Gifted this big picture, that's what I see a lot, that they don't have the vision
No,
of a better life.
they're blind.
Guys, we're gonna close right now. I just wanna say really quick, next meeting at the west side and the future meetings of Bridging the Gap, if you wanna bring any cans, non-perishables, please do. Please
Just
bring
wanted
them.
the address for the next meeting.
404 Brady. 404 Brady Boulevard. That's on the west side of San Antonio. Please join us there. Bring a few cans. We're collecting for a food pantry that's at Last Chance Ministries. Yes, ma'am.
The east side Thanksgiving, road, they were asking where your Thanksgiving would be at.
We're nailing down those
Finding all
details.
that.
Yes.
So we'll let you know at one of the meetings.
Rose, definitely, I got you on the list as a go-to. As soon as you said, your heart's to the east side, I put you down. Pastor Satigo, Lee John David, Southern, we all can get
All right, so everybody, real quick, we're just gonna draw lines. We're gonna say this here, the last prayer that was prayed. We're gonna just tag on to the prayer and say, Lord, cover us as we leave this place with never your presence. Thank you for once again another great meeting. For you being glorified as we leave, as we continue on Bridging the Gap. We ask you to continue to feel the need. And then if there's anyone in here that may not be sure if you have made Christ your Savior, please make sure you see one of these pastors before you leave. And if you have, let's make it be your mission today that before you get back into your home this evening, that you offer that same Christ to someone else. Amen? Amen. We're dismissed.
Amen.
Anybody wants a flyer for the miracle service, they're right here.
Can you get the sign in, please sign in for me, so I can get your information. And I can send you, I have your number.
Oh, yes.
What's your name?
Yeah, that's cool.
Mr. Crump, do you know how to make apps? I wanna like do, I have this business in mind, but I need an app to go with it. So, like foster children, supervised visits, they would have an and so like an app looks like, you have to did the parent or and they check in and stuff.
I know this is that's probably later in the stages. I still have to like develop a plan and stuff, but I was stuck on the app.